In the late 1800s, a group of hunters making their way through the dense forests of Uttar Pradesh in India, an area that was known for its remote wilderness and its diverse and dangerous wildlife. The hunters were on the trail of a wolf that they had been tracking for several days. They tracked the wolf to a secluded cave nestled deep inside the forest. Knowing that the wolf was inside, the hunters staked out the cave, waiting patiently. To their surprise, what emerged was not a wolf, but a boy. He had long matted hair and he was covered in dirt, but he was definitely a human boy. It looked like he was living in this cave with the pack of wolves. The hunters were shocked to see that the feral child was not being harmed by the wolves. In fact, they were treating him like one of their own. The boy ran on all fours, growled and howled. He mimicked the wolves in every way. But the hunters could not leave the boy here in the wilderness, so they decided to rescue him. But it wouldn't be easy. The wolves were very protective of the child. After a tense standoff, the hunters managed to isolate the boy from the pack and bring him to safety out of the cave. After the boy was rescued, he was taken to Secandra orphanage, where he began his journey to be reintroduced to human society. He looked around 6 years of age at the time, and they named him Dina Sanichar. As Dina's story captivated the nation, it reached the ears of an author by the name of Rudyard Kipling. He spent many years in India and was familiar with the local tales. It is widely believed that he may have drawn inspiration from the wild child story for his famed character Mowgli in the Jungle Book. However, unlike the fun-filled life of adventures that Mowgli had, Dina's real life was marked with isolation, malnourishment, and the difficult process of integrating into civilization. His initial interaction with the other children at the orphanage were difficult, and he often became confused and frustrated when overwhelmed by the bustling environment of the orphanage. Loud noises startled him, and he would frequently retreat to a quiet corner. And he had been so accustomed to a diet of raw meat that he rejected cooked food outright. The caregivers at the orphanage had to come up with a strategy to gradually transition him to human food. While Dina never fully gained the ability to speak, his non-verbal communications did improve, and he began to express a range of emotions more clearly. Dina's life is a great example of the psychological effects of extreme isolation. His inability to communicate through verbal language or understand social cues shows just how important in early human interactions are to our overall development. Dina went on to live among the other humans for over 20 years, but never learned to speak, and he remained seriously impaired his entire life. He also became a heavy smoker. Unfortunately, Dina died of tuberculosis in 1895 around the age of 34. If you enjoyed this story, please follow for more stories just like this one.